Okay, so we're going to take a look at how to take off this flywheel here. And I see that there's some kind of funky bolts on holding this half-ass screen on here. It's like they're 3/8 bolts. I think I'm going to need my impact wrench for this. Shit. So anyways, I guess I gotta take all the nuts off of the shroud on this thing first. No, that's attached great. Let's see, here's one over here. Just have a feeling that this is going to be quite a hassle trying to get these off of here. Let's see. I can't believe those clutches. It's really got me mesmerized. Oh, that's not so bad. Let's see. What I'm going to do, I think, is get a big air hose, run it out here. I got a 100-foot one that I use on an air nailer usually. So maybe what I'll do is, oh, the bottom of the shroud is totally missing, and there's nothing on that side. I guess that one bolt's the only one left in there. Oh man, that is so funny. So let me bring my gun out here and see if we get it off. Okay, let's see, guys. I got my impact wrench here. Let's see if we can get the sucker out. There's one. There's two. Okay, so what do we got on here next? That looks like a 7/16, huh? Let's see. What size is that? 1/2 inch? Shoot, did I just lose a socket? Oh, here it is. No. Here's a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch? Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch. Damn, I gotta get a different socket for my gun here. This looks like it's gonna be fun to get this pulley off of here too. Oh, let's see what happens. Let me go get the 1/2 inch socket. Okay, well, I got a 1/2 inch socket, and I also had the air on the compressor. It was only on 80 pounds. I thought this thing sounded weird, so checked that, and I got that back up to 110. Let's see. Whew. That's a nasty looking bolt. Let's see if we get this. Another one. Now, taking this thing off is going to be pretty hard to do, I think. Yeah, that sucker is on there. I think I'm going to have to heat this up with my map gaps torch for a few minutes, and I have a feeling that we're not going to get this off without destroying it. Let's see. Alright, let's see what we got here, guys. I'm just going to heat this up a little bit, and maybe we can get this aluminum to expand enough that we can get it off of this crankshaft here. This is kind of a sucky situation. The only thing I could do is put a piece straight across there and use those two bolt holes that held the the 3/8 bolts in there that held that screen on to make kind of a little puller to get it off. Other than that, I don't know how else to get this thing off. That might be what we got to do, but the aluminum is probably so soft that it's gonna break potentially before we pull it. But I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, is make those two bolt holes into a puller. Yeah, I think that will work. Let me go find my puller and see if we can do that. I think that's probably the best bet here. Just heat this up a little bit anyways. We'll let that cool and we'll go get our puller. Let's see. I found my puller after searching for about 10 minutes. Because you know how clean my garage is. Question is, will this setup work? Yeah, it'll work. Let's see. So we'll screw this bolt in here, and we'll screw this bolt in here, and we'll also try to get them as deep as we possibly can. Let me see, where's my 9/16, half inch? Here we go. Let's see. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. Here's what we'll do. We'll just tighten these things up snug. It might just start to come off. Yeah, it's already coming off. I didn't even need to use the puller part. There we go. Now, what's the deal with this mess? So, apparently there's a nut here that's supposed to hold the flywheel on, and that thing ain't even tight. So, I think the first order of business is to get that nut off, and then use a puller on this flywheel also. Let's see. I don't know what size that nut is. Probably an inch or inch and an eighth or something like that, but we'll just give it a little bit of heat here. Let me see if I can figure out what size this thing is. Well, this is 3/4. That's way too small. Let me just get my giant adjustable wrench, maybe. It's 1 1/4. I have a 1 1/8 and a 1 1/2, and the 1 1/2 is a little too big, and the 1 1/4 is a little too small. Anyways, let's see if I can get this lower housing off. Yeah, here we go. Look how hard that was. There's like nothing left of this thing. Now this is the hard part, is going to be getting this freaking nut off of there. I don't have a proper tool to hold the flywheel, so I'm just going to put this wrench in there and hopefully I don't break off a freaking fin. Right? Oh, there. I was going to say, it can't be that tight if it's already backed out. And there we go. There we go. It's still a little hot from me torching it. Okay, that's not so bad. The question is, did someone already loosen the flywheel? The answer to that's no. And then what thread are these things? I believe they're 5/16, which is what this would be. So what I got to do is find some 5/16 bolts here and put some washers on my puller so I can hook this up. Do I have anything that's going to be long enough is the question. It's got to be pretty long. Let me use this extension is 3 inch, I think, so I need a bolt that's greater than 3 inches. It's got to be a little bit longer than this extension. So let me see if I got anything like that. All right, guys, I found some bolts, but one is way too long, so I'm just going to do some redneck engineering here and put a bunch of 3/8 nuts over this thing and a bunch of washers and stuff to take the slack out. And I don't know, we'll see if we can get it to work. I think that's probably pretty good. Let's see, I got one screwed in, and this one here, let's see if I can go in deep enough. Let's see. I don't know how deep these bolt holes are in the flywheel, but we're gonna see. I got the other one in a good inch for sure. I don't like having such a long bolt here, but what are you gonna do, right? Okay, so we got them on there, and I got a 3/4 inch socket, which fudge isn't gonna fit, of course. And let me see if I can do it with the wrench. Now I got to get the impact. This 3/4 inch wrench fits, but something's a hair buggered here somewhere on my threads. This don't want to fit, not even close. So let me just get the next size bigger. All right, let's see what we got here. Oops, it could help if I had it going forwards and not backwards. That was smart. Let me retool this thing here. Oh, that was dumb. Come on. Now it doesn't want to thread in, of course. Shitter. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, baby. Yeah, that thing's maxed out. Maybe I just gotta give it a little hit with my hammer. There we go. Damn, that was awesome. Okay, so we got our flywheel off. That's great, as that's about the hardest part of this job. Look at this awesome coil. And this awesome stator up here. That thing is hurt, huh? This freaking stator, man. Look at that piece of junk, huh? Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, what I'm going to do here is actually take this flywheel and I'm going to mail it to Briggs & Stratton. I've already contacted their customer support and they're going to repolarize it so I can hook it up to an electronic ignition coil and scrap the points. These engines have a flywheel where the polarity is backwards from a newer one, so you can't just put it on there without repolarizing it. So Briggs will do it for free. Just have to mail it to them, and I guess someday they'll mail it back to me. They can't guarantee how long it will take.